Building your clientele will be the key to your success. When you have a large clientele, it's easier to manage and calculate your revenue and possible exposure on certain games. With the platform that most PPH services provide, you can keep track of the betting trends and analytics behind every player. When you are first starting to book new clients, it's better to have them post up while you build a relationship with the customers. While you work on building a relationship, you also get to know which type of client he is and decide if you want to book the kind of action he gives you. Once that you have built a relationship, credit lines could be established. Working with lines of credit. You know that if the client loses the balance, you already have the money. But the reality is different. People don't always have the money available to play, and if you only work with deposits, that could mean that you are losing business. This is where you may consider working with a line of credit. However, there has to be a recognition that you cannot give a customer too much of a credit line, so they can bury himself or destroy you. This is where it's important to understand what the line of credit is, and that is that it is an agreement between both parties that an X amount is how much each side is willing to put at risk. From the player's perspective, it is an easy decision, as they already know what is the max they can lose and will know if they can cover it, or not, before agreeing. From the agent's perspective, it is not as clear as it is for the player. A client can easily go on a winning streak, hit a couple of key bets, and put the entire business in jeopardy. Having the correct settings and be able to make decisions with a clear head will be key when working with credit. Most agents give out a credit line with a max wager proportional to what they can bet. For example, if you give a customer a $1,000 credit line, the max wager should be 10% of that amount, which will be $100. The reason behind this is to avoid him losing more than he can afford. The more wagers he needs to place, the more juice he is going to lay. The number of credit players should be decided by your bankroll. Going back to a previous example, if you have 10 guys of $500, total credit limit will be $5,000. So, to start booking in credit, you will need 20% of $5,000, which is $1,000. Paying on time should be another key aspect of the operation. It's better to have customers that only play what they lose so the balance can reset. If the closing of the week happens on Sunday, give time to the player so they can square up. Some agents have Tuesdays as the paying date. If they lose a big chunk, take something first and try to work a payment plan. If by any chance you are not going to be around for collecting, communication is paramount for building that relationship. Most players have the habit to bet for entertainment. Others feel the urge and can become an issue. Try to put that into consideration. The relationship has to work both ways. To start, try to spread the word and build from the ground up. A good number will be to have 10 customers. Referral-free plays can be given to maintain the clientele's expectation to have an earn when they recommend somebody. Remember, free plays work as free money to make wagers where the player has a shot of winning a bet, while getting only the win amount. It's part of an incentive a bookie can give their customer for paying on time or referring somebody. If the weekly volume is around $20,000, in a good sportsbook with solid lines you can hold over 5% of that risk amount. This will generate a profit of approximately $1,000. The building block will be to have one customer. A good customer will be someone that pays on time and he gets paid the same way. Good reputation will spread quickly and word of mouth will help in this regard. Every bookie should have the responsibility of qualifying their clientele. Make a risk assessment on this regard. There has to be a way to know what it is so you can calculate a reasonable credit limit so that the person can pay and not bury himself. Keep your professionalism to the max. When you see that somebody is falling apart from losing a bunch, try to help them out to take it slow. And try to change their approach.